Hey everyone, welcome to our next episode, episode 3 of Halftime Speech. Today we're going to be talking about our NFL draft grades. I got Judah here, and it's me, Carlos. We're going to be discussing today. Hopefully it's a long one. Let's get into it. Judah, want to start us off?
Yeah, so we're just gonna go alphabetical order, and we're gonna start with the Cardinals. They had a first round pick, but they traded it for Marquise Brown, which I'm not too big of a fan of. I'm gonna include that in the draft grades because it happened during the draft. And I'm not a fan of giving up a first for Marquise Brown, but maybe they knew that DeAndre Hopkins was going to get suspended before doing that, and they were just desperate for another receiver to replace DeAndre Hopkins before his suspension. So Trey McBride I thought was really good value. I think he was by far the best tight end in this draft. Cam Thomas and Myjai Sanders were good. They were good edge rushers in round three, and I don't have a lot to say about the rest. They didn't have too much of too many picks, so I'm gonna give them a B. Pretty average draft, not bad, not great. So I think I'm gonna give them a B. Carlos, what do you think?
Sorry, mic wasn't working. But no, I was really surprised by the Cardinals Ravens trade. I didn't expect that to happen, and I'm really shocked that Ravens would let Hollywood Brown go. It works out for them, like insanely works out for them. But I don't know so much about the Cardinals. I don't know why they would stack up another receiver for a first rounder when they could have got a better value out of that draft.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
trades made, Ravens are dealing well. Lionel Lamar is pissed, but he'll have a better year. He'll have a good year. I'm sure they'll have some good receivers on there.
I think Rashad Bateman breakout year. I'm saying it right now. I was really into Rashad
Sure, for
Bateman
sure.
coming out of last year's draft, but now we're gonna move on to the Falcons. They had the eighth pick and they picked Drake London. I like Drake London, but I think there was two wide receivers on the board that were better than him. Garrett Wilson and Jamison Williams, I think, are both better than Drake London. Arnold Ebiketie, I thought was great value, and they really needed a player like him. So I thought that was an amazing pick. Troy Anderson, Nakobe Dean was on the board. I understand there's injury concerns, but Nakobe Dean, if he can get past that, it's worth the risk. He's a top 25 player for me, fully healthy, and if he can get that way, I think you should have picked him over Troy Anderson, especially for a rebuilding team. You're not in, you have no need to have him play right now. Desmond Ritter, I thought it was great value. Backup quarterback for Marcus Mariota, and hopefully can take over. He was a winner in college. I think he went undefeated at home throughout all of his years at Cincinnati. D'Angelo Malone was great value, and Tyler Algier. I thought there was better running backs on the board, but I think he's still going to be solid. So I think it was a good draft overall, and I'm going to give him a minus. What do you think about the Falcons this
I
year?
completely agree. I completely agree. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a good it was a good it was a good draft all around. And now talking about in general with the draft, it was really well, and I like the draft picks. Certain ones kind of confused me. I was really shocked by the Steelers picking up another QB, but we're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that in a good bit. Go on to the next one.
All right, yeah. So we'll go to the Baltimore Ravens. I think there's a lot to say here. Kyle
Yes, there
Hamilton,
is.
he's a top five player in this draft. You got him at 14. Tyler Linderbaum, another top 10 player. You got him at 25. David Ojabo would have been a top 20 pick if he never got injured. Travis Jones in the third round is amazing value. Daniel Faalele in the fourth round is amazing value. Charlie Kohler in the fourth round, he's a great blocking tight end. And Isaiah Likely is another great blocking tight end. And Tyler Beatty in the sixth round at running back. Um, I I mean, maybe it's just me because I'm a Mizzou fan, but you know, I the only pick that I didn't really like for them was Jordan Stout, just because he's a punter. But other than that, A plus for me. Honestly, the best draft. Maybe maybe the Chiefs, can give them a run for their money for the best draft. But if it's not the Chiefs, it's 100% the Ravens. They killed it.
Yeah, that was very enjoyable. They got a lot of talent on there, and they got it really well and quick. And they also got some nice steals. That 6th round, that was crazy.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But
Let's go to the
yeah, I want to see.
Buffalo Bills. Um,
Oh, Buffalo. I feel like they had a really good draft in general. Small but big. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, I loved the Kyer Elam pick. They needed a corner. He was the best corner on the board. Maybe Andrew Booth was, but I like Kyer Elam a little better. James Cook, running back. I thought it was, I like James Cook. Isaiah Spiller was still there, but it turned out the league wasn't high on Isaiah Spiller at all. Terrell Bernard in the third round, I thought wasn't great. Um, but Khalil Shakir was great value in the fifth round. There was a lot of receivers taken ahead of them that shouldn't have. So, getting a solid wide receiver, rotational receiver in the fifth round is a great pick. And then Matt Ariza, he's a punter, but he's punt god. He's
Oh yeah, for
he's got
sure.
a
The
boot.
kick,
He's got a boot on him. He's
the
gonna
boys rocking tens mid game.
he's gonna go. He's gonna kick like I'm calling it. He's gonna set records for punts. So I don't know why we're hyping up a punter so much, but we are.
It happens. It's rare to see one that's that extraordinarily kick worthy.
So I'm gonna give the Bills. I thought it was solid. I didn't really like the Terrell Bernard pick, but I'm gonna give it a solid B.
All right, all right.
All right, we're gonna go next up here. We're gonna go Carolina Panthers. Um, they didn't have too many picks, but I think they did get it. I do like all of their picks, to be honest. Kim Ekwonu, I thought you could have taken Evan Neal, but Kim Ekwonu is probably more versatile. He could play guard or tackle for you. So I really like that pick. Matt Corral in the third round is good value. I think he could, compete with Sam Howell for a starting spot. Brandon Smith, fourth round, great value. He could be an edge rusher, linebacker hybrid, kind of like a low end Micah Parsons type. Amari Barno ran like a 4.3, and he's an edge rusher. That's the fastest D lineman in combine history. So I thought that was good value. Caden Mays, I'm surprised, fell to the sixth round. So I thought, they had a small draft, but I mean every pick was good. So that's all I have to say about the Panthers draft. What do you how do you think the Panthers did this year, Carlos?
I think the draft picks this year they did, like you said, they did have a lot of picks. I don't know if they went too heavy on it. They got some good tackle. They got their QB. I don't know how I feel about Matt. He's I feel like he's going to be a very good backup.
I think
Not
he
probably not very good,
I think he's
but I think he's going to be a decent one.
I think he could compete for a starting spot. He has potential to be a top
It's on the
15.
Panthers.
He has potential to be a top 15 quarterback, but in the third round, I think you have just your quarterback one is Sam Darnold. So
Yes,
I think with
there's not
somebody
much
like Matt
competition there.
Corral there in the late, like the very late third round, might as well just take a shot. So if Matt Corral was
You got
drafted in
something
the
to work
first
with.
round, I would have gone crazy. I mean, he's not that good, but um, you know they needed help. All right, on to the next Bears. I did not like their draft at all, at all. I liked the Kyler Gordon. I liked their first two picks. I liked Kyler Gordon in round two. I liked Jaquan Brisker. Every single other pick was ass. Well, Dominique Robinson. Dominique Robinson was solid. Every other pick was bad. Velas Jones and early round three is such a reach. You know, all these other guys, you know,
This team had a definition of unlimited picks.
they had a lot of picks and missed on almost all of them. I did
A
not like.
lot
I
of it.
didn't. I like their first two picks. I think they're going to be very good. Day one starters for the Bears. Other than that, not good at all. I'm going to give it a C minus. How do you like any of these players? I mean, do you feel the same way that I do about the Bears?
No, for sure. I definitely feel the same way. I'm not gonna lie. The first round twos, I feel like they were pretty decent pickups. That's definitely not this. That was a smart move. Everything else here, I don't know. I feel like you could have definitely got a better round five. I mean, the amount of round six you had, I just don't see why. I just didn't see much. I mean, it's good that they got more line, but I don't know if they got the best ones that they could have out of that.
I agree for sure. I mean, you said all the right things right there. All right, let's go to the Bengals. Not a lot of picks, but solid picks. Daxton Hill, I thought was great value. He can play nickel corner for you or safety. Thought a lot of people. I know a lot of people were confused about the Daxton Hill pick because they have Von Bell and Jesse Bates, a really good safety duo. But Daxton Hill's probably the most versatile player in this draft. He's super athletic, super versatile, and so I just think that was a great pick for Cincinnati. I think he fits well there. Cam Taylor Britt, it could be looked at as a reach, but I think it was fine. I like him. I think he's going to be solid. They needed a corner. Zachary Carter, I thought was good value in round 3. Cordell Volson, I thought it was fine, and then the rest are fine. So not like amazing, but not bad by any means at all.
I think I'd have to give this one probably a C.
Really? I feel a little different.
I don't know because I feel like every edge rusher in the draft has been good. So getting one out of round 7, and Jeffrey, no doubt, he's not horrible, but it's not like it was super over the top for a round 7 steal. Round 1, good. Daxton's definitely got. He's got it. He's got it. That was a good pick. I'll give it to him.
For me, no 6th or 7th round pick is a bad pick. You're just shooting for upside. I think that's what you have to do in 6th or 7th round. Upside only picks. If you draft somebody with no upside, I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, for sure. With someone who they had to pick for each round, it was nice.
If you're looking for someone to contribute in round 6 or round 7, or if you're looking for someone to contribute like right off the bat, you're dumb. You need to look for upside for people that could potentially break out in a few years. It's not likely, but it's your best bet to look for those kinds of guys. So I gotta give them a B. Not amazing, not bad. Yeah, I love the Daxton Hill pick. I loved it. All right, Cleveland Browns. They traded their 1st and 2nd round pick for Deshaun Watson.
I really don't know how I felt about that trade, but hey,
I like Deshaun Watson. He's better than Baker for sure. I have him
for sure, but I don't know about both of those 2 early round picks. Then paying him so much.
I thought the contract was a little much, especially all of it guaranteed.
Yeah, that was absurd.
Martin Emerson was a reach. I like him, but it was a reach. Alex Wright was a reach. David Bell was great value. Perrion Winfrey was amazing. This was an amazing pick for them. I think he can be a contributor. He should have gone round 2, to be honest with you. And then you go draft a kicker right after that. He's the best kicker in the draft, but it's a kicker. And it's round 4. You're drafting a kicker round 4. That's kind of absurd. But, other than that, I really like David Bell and Perrion Winfrey picks. Everything else was kind of mid.
Oh, yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree on that one.
I think a C+ draft.
I'll give him a C+.
Maybe a C.
Man, you just don't want to agree with me today, huh?
Hey, chill. All right, Cowboys. They sucked. Tyler Smith was the 2nd worst pick in the 1st round, behind Cole Strange going to the Patriots. Sam Williams, not bad. I actually don't mind Sam Williams. He has off the field concerns. Jalen Tolbert I thought was a good pick. Jalen Tolbert might be better than the guy you got in round 1 and round 2. And then Jake Ferguson, fine. Matt let's go. I thought it was good value. I really like him. He's a big dude, and he's kind of a menace on the field. So I really liked that pick a lot. But then everything else was whack. Everything else.
I am very surprised with the round 1 though.
Everything else besides Matt and Jalen was whack, and then Sam was kind of mid. So I have to give it a D.
Ooh.
It's bad. It's bad. What I mean, what do you think about the
I'm fine with
Cowboys?
that grading. I did not like the Cowboys
Well,
draft at all
I
this
actually
year.
did like Damone Clark though. Damone Clark was
Yeah.
good value in round 5. Thought
I mean, yeah, for a
he
run
could
five pick for sure.
he could have
But
gone sooner. That's kind of what I'm looking at in the late picks is like this guy could have gone sooner, and I think Damone Clark could have gone a lot sooner than round 5. So I thought that was a good pick.
I don't think their draft was D grade worthy.
No, I'm gonna give it a D plus.
All right, that's
A
better.
little better. Just not good at all. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, you got to grade it.
first round, that's really an upset.
You have to grade it heavy on the first and early and second round picks. And Tyler Smith in the first round sucked. He. You don't. I mean, there was other players on the board. Tyler Linderbaum was there. He would have been an amazing pick for the Cowboys, but you go ahead and take Tyler Smith, a late second round guy, who you know draws penalties a lot and might not pan out at all. I hated it. Um, that's all I gotta say. Broncos, I thought they had fine draft. I liked Nick Bonito. I thought it was good value for that pick. I like Greg Dulcich. They needed a backup tight end behind Alberto, and Damari Mathis I thought was solid. Everything else was kind of mid, but those were your earliest picks. Your first 3 picks were good, so um, I don't mind it. So what do you think about the Broncos?
Um, I think in general with their team, besides the draft picks, they have something they can easily work with right now. I like what the team they're having, and with these ones adding on, I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think
I think they
Nick
had some
Bonito was a great
solid
pick.
pickups.
Yeah, I'm
For
gonna
not
give
having
it
a
a
first round, they had
yeah.
some great solid picks.
I'm gonna give it a B minus. Not amazing, but you did get some solid players, um, in at your first 2 picks or 3 picks. Let's go on to the Lions next. I thought they
Cool,
had
cool,
a
cool.
top 5 draft. Aiden Hutchinson at 2 should have gone 1. Um, he's an amazing player. He has like he has the highest floor in this draft, which means he's gonna be very good. Jamison Williams, I think he's the best receiver in this draft. If if he didn't have a torn ACL, then he would have gone 8 or maybe even sooner. Maybe 4 he could have gone.
Maybe.
But I mean that's the only reason he fell to 12. Um, and then Josh Pascal, some people think it's a reach. I think it, yeah, I think it was a reach, but I still like Josh Pascal. I think you could have traded down maybe if you still really wanted him. Kirby Joseph, I thought was really good value. James Mitchell was the guy that MMG announced. Actually, MMG walked up and announced the pick of James
Yeah,
Mitchell.
that was very cool.
That was dope because he was like a lifelong Lions fan. He's from Detroit. I mean, I thought that was fairly cool. And James Mitchell's a good tight end, so kind of win-win. Malcolm Rodriguez could have gone a lot higher, so I really like that pick. So I'm gonna give them an A, not an A plus, but I'm just gonna give them an A. I thought it was a very good draft.
That's solid. Detroit did have a really good draft.
Yep. Packers. I have mixed feelings about this draft. Uh, Quay Walker. I didn't really like their first round, but I liked everything else. Quay Walker was a reach, especially above Devin Lloyd. Devontae Wyatt was solid, but I think you could have gone other positions. I think you have better positional needs than defensive tackle. Christian Watson I thought was a good pick, but I thought you could have gone George Pickens instead because I think Christian Watson needs more time to develop, and you want to win now before Aaron Rodgers gets mad at you guys and leaves. Sean Ryan was an amazing pick. I thought he fell too far. I really liked the Sean Ryan pick. Romeo Dubs was a good pick, great value. Zach Tom should have gone like round 2, late round 2, early round 3, and you got him in late round 4. That's an amazing pick right there for Zach Tom. Kingsley and should have gone late round 2, early round 3, just like Zach Tom, and you got him right round 5. Rasheed Walker should have gone like round 4, and you got him round 7. So I think everything but your first round was flawless. So I'm gonna give it an A minus. Um, it could be an A plus if they nailed the first round, but it's not.
I'm glad they got receivers this draft. Rodgers needs the help
Yeah,
because Sammy Watkins should not be the primary receiver. That's not the best option for him. But
sleeping on
I
Alan
do feel
Lazard,
you.
man.
I feel like they could have definitely gotten a better receiver earlier on,
Yeah,
but I'm just glad they actually ended up doing it.
they should have traded up for you saw how easy it was for the Lions to trade up for Jamison Williams. I thought the Packers should have done that instead. Um,
Definitely.
that that would have been an A plus draft if the Packers ended up doing that instead of the Lions. That would have been an A plus without a doubt. Um, but everything else was amazing. Their late round picks were amazing. Texans. Derek Stingley, I liked, but I thought Sauce Gardner was a better corner, and he was still on the board.
Yeah.
Kenyon Green, I liked. A lot of people wanted them to take a tackle, but I was fine with them taking a guard and moving Titus Howard back to tackle, where Titus Howard plays better. Jalen Petrie was a solid pick. I like that pick. They needed a safety. John Mechie was a good pick. They needed a receiver. I They had a really good draft. I'm looking at this now, and this is a lot better than I really thought it was. Christian Harris should have gone earlier. Damian Pierce is a good running back, and they needed a running back. So I think everything throughout round 4 is very good picks.
They made a lot more smarter moves than yeah, they made smarter and necessary moves for them. That was a good one.
I thought this was a great draft. I'm going to give them an A.
That's solid.
Yeah, a great pick. Great picks all around. Colts, good draft. It's good, not amazing. You didn't have a lot of picks. You gave up a first for Carson Wentz. The other, yeah, I think they did. Yeah, they did give up a first for Carson Wentz when they traded for him last year. That was stupid. But Alec Pierce in late round 2 is good value. He's a very athletic guy. Jelani Woods is great value. He's another very athletic. Bernard Ryman is a great tackle. He should have gone early round 2. Nick Cross is a really good safety. So I think it was great for
No,
the
100%,
Colts.
100%. I've
Yeah,
agreed with you with a lot of these draft
I'm gonna
picks,
give
with
them
all
a,
of these draft
I'm
picks
gonna
so
give them
far.
a B because they didn't really have like an amazing pick. They were all good picks. So I'm just gonna give it a B.
All right.
Jaguars. I didn't like it. Trevon Walker should not have gone 1. Um, so that pick alone is like a C. Devin Lloyd was great pick. Luke Fortner was solid. They needed a center. Chad Muma, I like Chad Muma as a player, but he shouldn't. I mean, you already drafted Devin Lloyd. I think you should have filled out other positions like safety. But not horrible. Uh, I'm gonna give it a B minus. I think
Around,
it was fine.
yeah. I don't know. I don't understand their first round pick knowledge.
Yeah, I mean I understand why, but I don't agree. He just had an amazing combine, but he did not produce at all in college, and he played alongside Jordan Davis, who was taking a lot of the attention away from him, and he still didn't really produce that much. So I didn't like it at all. I don't think he's going to be nearly as good as other players that were drafted. On to the Chiefs. Chiefs had a top 2 draft. Um,
Yeah, they went all out this one.
trading,
They did really well.
yeah, trading up for Trent McDuffie was amazing work. George Karlaftis falling was amazing. Sky Moore falling was amazing. Brian Cook wasn't as good as the other picks, but it's still good. Leo Chenal was amazing value. He should have gone round 2, but he went almost round 4. I think it was like the second to last pick of round 3 he went. Josh Williams in late round 4 was good. Darian Kennard is one of my favorite picks of the draft. He's a big dude, and he can play right
Yeah.
tackle for you, which which is what they really need. I'm gonna give them an A plus. I don't think they did anything wrong. I think they did everything right in this draft.
Very solid.
All right, we're gonna go on the Raiders. They didn't really do much. Dylan Parham. Dylan Parham was a really good pick. I really liked the Dylan Parham pick, and then Zamir White. I don't. I mean, maybe this kind of means that you're not getting Josh Jacobs back next year. And Thayer Munford in round 7 was really good value, but it's kind of mid at best. I'm gonna give it a B minus. Not much to talk about here.
That's fair. That's fair.
Chargers. I like it. Jamari Sawyer was a great pick. Zion Johnson in round 1 is great. They needed a guard to play. They have a really good offensive line now. JT Woods,
yeah.
he's so quick. All the Baylor players this year were very fast. JT Woods is a very good safety. Isaiah Spiller in round 4 is great value. You needed a backup running back. I don't think Joshua Kelly's better than Isaiah Spiller. Jamari Sawyer in round 6 was great value. He should not have fallen that far. Maybe there's medical concerns on why he fell, but he should have gone like a late round 2, early round 3, something like that. So I'm going to give them a B plus draft.
All right.
Los Angeles Rams. I'm gonna give them a D. They didn't really do anything. They didn't do anything. Logan Bruss. I don't even know who that guy is. Jacoby Durant. There was other corners. Kyron Williams. You already have. I like Kyron, but he's you already have running backs. Darian Kendrick. I thought was like your only good pick. I thought Darian Kendrick fell really far, but maybe it's just off-field concerns. He's kind of like the Kelvin Joseph of this year's class. He's like the corner with off-field problems, but I still think he's good. So that's your only good pick. So I'm gonna just give you a D minus. Not much to talk about, but I don't think if you're the Rams, I don't think you really care that much because you already have one of the best rosters in the league. So I don't think you really care. Dolphins had 4 picks.
The Dolphins.
4 draft picks. Channing Tindall was an amazing pick. All the rest were kind of mid, so I'm gonna give it a D plus. You had 1 good pick out of 4, so it's fine. D plus, C minus around that area.
I'd have to give D plus.
Yeah, it's 4 picks. You can't really give it a proper grade, but we're gonna go with Vikings. I thought Vikings were very under the radar. Lewis Seen in round 1 was a great pick. He's going to be a day 1 starter. Andrew Booth, and mid round 2 was amazing value for Andrew Booth. I'm so surprised he fell that far. Ed Ingram is a good guard that you need. Brian Asamoah is a good linebacker that you need. A Caleb Evans, maybe I'm just a Mizzou homer guy, but I thought it was a good pick. And Jalen Naylor in round 6 was a good pick. So I thought they had a very good draft. I'm going to give them an A minus. No, A. They nailed almost everything, so I'm going to give them an A.
Really?
Yeah.
An A? Okay.
And they traded down. They got plenty of extra picks from trading down multiple times, and they used those to get more good players. So I think it was an A.
They did it smart, that's for sure.
Yeah, they did a very good job. New England Patriots. F.
No.
F. Not
Yes.
much to talk about. Cole Strange. I think he's going to be good, but you could have got him in round 2 or maybe round 3 potentially. Tyquan Thornton. You could have gotten round 4. Marcus Jones was your only good pick of the draft. I thought it was good, but he's a nickel corner, and you have nickel corners. So I think he's the best player you have, but you didn't need him. Jack Jones, another nickel corner, not very good. Pierre Strong was a good pick. I liked the Pierre Strong pick. Bailey Zappi. That was freaking wild. I think he was.
Yeah, man.
This was bad. You just, you're not drafting a backup quarterback in the 4th round.
We're just learning.
Kevin Kevin Harris, you have Damian Harris, you have James White, and you drafted another running back 2 rounds ahead of this. This was a horrible draft.
Yes, it was.
This was a horrible draft. But, you can't really say anything bad about Bill Belichick because he's made it work 6 times. So, I don't think he really cares about my opinion that much. So I'm just going to give it an F. The Saints, they didn't have very many picks. I like Chris Olave going to the Saints, but I didn't think you needed to trade up for him. I love the Trevor Penning pick falling to 19. You needed a tackle. Alontae Taylor was a reach, and everything else was kind of mid. So,
Freeman.
I think Chris Olave and Trevor Penning's a good haul to have, but you didn't need to trade up for Chris Olave. And you traded up, and Jamison Williams was on the board when you traded up, but still got Chris Olave. So, I didn't like it. So I'm going to give it a B-.
Understandable.
Because I do really like the Trevor Penning pick. New York Giants.
Oof.
Everybody think they did really good, but I don't really feel the same way. Maybe
Why not?
if we're just talking about first round, they might have the best first round. Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal could potentially be the number 1 and number 2 best players in this draft. But everything else sucked. Darian Beavers was a steal, though. He could have gone round 3. You got him round 6. That was a steal. Everything else besides those 3 picks were horrible. Horrible. Wardell Robinson in early round 2 sucked. You did not know. That was horrible. I hated it.
He said sucked.
Sucked. Yeah, so those 3 players, I think you're happy with Darian Beavers, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Evan Neal. You shouldn't be happy with anything else. So
I do want to hear your grade on this.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to still give it a B+, just because you walked out with the top, 2 of the top players in the draft. I think you still deserve a B+.
You can't say they walked out with only bad players, so...
Yeah, but I thought you could have done a lot more with your round 2 through 5 picks. So
they could have had an A grade.
You could have easily had. You had an A+ first round. You could have easily, finished out with a very good grade. Did they even draft a corner? They did. They did. They drafted Cordell Flott in round 3. Yeah, I guarantee you there's a lot of better corners on the board in round 3 than Cordell Flott. New York Jets, A+. Sauce Gardner, round 1, amazing.
Yes, amazing.
Garrett Wilson, round 1, amazing. You got so lucky that he didn't get drafted by the Falcons. Jermaine Johnson in pick 26 is such a steal, and you traded up for him. That's just great general managership right there. If you managership. I don't even know how to say it, but it's like you see him right there, and you trade up. That's an amazing job by the general manager. Breece Hall is going to be a very good running back in this league. Jeremy Ruckert, really good pick. Max Mitchell, really good pick. So I'm going to give it an A+. I don't think you can give it anything else than that. Yeah, that's all I got to say. It's just very, very good draft by the Jets.
Yeah, facts. No, Jets had an amazing day.
Eagles. Not a lot of picks. You fleeced the Titans. Only a first and a third for A.J. Brown is such a fleece. Then he ended up paying him a bag, but I think, it's you're in the NFC. You need to compete. You can compete now with, I think this team can compete now. Jordan Davis was a great pick. You traded above the Ravens to get him. I thought you should have taken Cal Hamilton because safety was more of a need than D tackle, but still a very good pick. Cam Jurgens is I liked it. A lot of people were kind of confused, but Jason Kelsey's gone after this year. I'll put money on it that he's retiring. Nakobe Dean was such a steal. I understand that he has a lot of injury concerns, but in round 3, you just got to take a shot on a guy like that who could be a round 1 player. Tyron Johnson is also a good pick, and Grant Calcaterra is a good pick. So I'm going to give them an A just because the lack of picks, and maybe could have done, I think safety was a big need, and they didn't draft that. So I'm going to give it an A. Safety is the only thing holding it back from an A+, but it was very good. Steelers.
I don't know how I feel about this one. I really don't.
I liked it. Kenny Pickett in round one. I didn't mind it. I thought they were going Malik Willis, but I'm glad they went quarterback. George Pickens in mid round two was an amazing value. DeMarvin Leal mid round three, amazing value. I remember when DeMarvin Leal was talking about getting a top 5 pick. Then he just fell down everybody's draft board. But I thought it was great value. Calvin Austin was great value. Connor Haywood, you didn't really need him, but it's Cameron Hayward's brother who's on the team. So I guess you're just keeping him happy. And then, that's an A, another A. No,
Really?
I'm gonna give it an A minus.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Thank you. Thank you.
B plus. Yeah, I thought Kenny Pickett was questionable, but I think it's solid, so I'm gonna give it a B plus.
All right.
49ers. I did. I like the Drake Jackson pick. I hated the Tyron Davis Price pick. That was horrible. Danny Gray was a good pick. Spencer Burford was a good pick. And Tariq Castro Fields was a good pick. They're all good picks, not great picks. I thought this was kind of a mid draft at best.
Yeah, I'm thinking C or C plus.
Yeah, I'm thinking C plus too. It was very mid. They did get the Mr. Irrelevant in Brock Purdy, even though they did draft the quarterback with the third pick. Seattle Seahawks. I'm a Seahawks fan, and I'm a Seahawks fan, and I've lived through them having horrible drafts for years, and they nailed this one. This is close to an A plus, but you have Charles Cross, who's going to be left tackle of the future. He's going to be amazing. Boye Mafe, a great edge rusher. Kenneth Walker. I was kind of confused at first, but I'm warming up to him. I think he's going to be great. I knew he was going to be great coming into the draft, but I didn't really like the pick at first. But I think this kind of means that Chris Carson might never play football again because his neck injury is probably worse than everybody thought, which is really unfortunate. But Kenneth Walker is a great player. Could be the best running back in the draft. Him or Breece Hall. But Abraham Lucas, early round 3, great value. He's going to be your right tackle of the future alongside Charles Cross. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. I thought it was great value. He's going to be a very good corner. And then Tariq Woolen, I was actually mad when they drafted Kobe Bryant because they didn't draft Tariq Woolen. But then the next round, they got Tariq Woolen. And coming into the draft, Tariq Woolen was probably my favorite player and most underrated player in the draft. And then my favorite team ended up getting him. This dude's like 6'4". He ran a 4.2 and has a 40-inch vertical. That's so crazy. This dude is the freakiest athlete in this draft. And Seattle drafted him in round 5. I thought he could have gone round 2. Tyreek Smith, I thought he could have gone like round 4. This is a great pick. And Bo Melton could have gone round 5 as a receiver. I think Seattle they had a steal at every pick. They had an amazing draft, but I don't know what's holding me back from an A plus, but it is. I'm still giving it an A. I thought it was amazing, right. Especially a step up from everything else they've done in the past year. So I'm just giving it an A.
Solid.
Buccaneers. It was kind of mid. Logan Hall was a solid pick. I thought maybe kind of a reach because Arnold Ebiketie was still there. Luke Gadecki was a really big reach. Rashad White was a good pick. Cade Otton was a really good pick. You picked a punter, which is questionable. And then Zion McCollum is like the next Tariq Woolen. He's another tall, lanky, super, super athletic guy. So I thought the Zion McCollum pick was an amazing pick. So I'm going to give it it's kind of mid. I'm going to give it a B.
For sure.
I'm going to give it a B. It was really mid.
I want to say B minus.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that way. I'm going to go B minus because you reached on Gadecki and you drafted a punter. but everything else was solid. So I'm gonna go B minus.
Yeah, I got that.
Titans. You traded AJ Brown for one of your firsts. Traylon Burks was a good pick, but it's kind of like you're just trading AJ Brown for Traylon Burks, which is, I don't know how I feel.
That point is just money, cap space.
I mean, yes, but I don't think Traylon Burks is gonna. I don't understand why teams just don't pay their superstars. Just pay him. He's a superstar player. But Traylon Burks is a good player. I thought it was great value at 18. McCreary is going to be a lockdown corner. I think he's going to be good. They needed a corner. Petit Frere, a lot of people didn't like it, but I love this pick. I would have been happy if Seahawks took him around this area too. Then Malik Willis was a big steal. Tannehill's regressing rapidly. Every year he's getting worse and worse by a big margin, and I think Malik Willis is going to start for you sometime soon. Everybody passed up on him, but Titans finally took him, and I thought it was a good pick. Hassan Haskins could be a very good backup running back behind Derrick Henry. I like that pick. Okonkwo, a tight end. I thought it was great value. Kyle Phillips was good value. I thought it was a really good draft. Minus trading AJ Brown. I thought it was a good draft. I'm gonna give it an A minus.
Solid.
Last team, Washington Commanders.
The Commanders.
Jahan Dotson was a reach. You could have traded down for him. Traylon Burks was even on the board still. I thought you should have gone guard. I thought you should have picked Zion Johnson with this pick. That would have been a great pick. Fedarian Mathis kind of confused me because you still have Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen. Brian Robinson. I thought it was a good pick. I like the Brian Robinson pick. Sam Howell in round 5 was a steal. I mean, at the beginning of the before college season even started, Sam Howell was being talked about as a top 5 pick. And you got him in round 5. I think just the talk about him being a top 5 pick is enough to draft in top 5 or in the 5th round. So I thought it was great value. And then I think just the overall kind of solid. No, I think overall kind of mid. Maybe a little above that, but not much. I'm gonna give it a C plus. I didn't really like a lot of it. I like the Sam Howell pick. Brian Robinson.
I like that, and I like I kind of enjoy the round 1, but other than that, I don't know. I feel like I
like
want
Jahan
to
Dotson. I think he's gonna be a good player. I just thought you could have traded down if you really wanted him.
I think we should just give him a C on this one.
I think C plus. Yeah, no C. I agree with the C. I think Sam Howell could be very good though. I thought you got a steal right there.
This one has the potential to be a better draft class. I might be proven wrong here.
Yeah.
I don't know about it.
I think the fact that you passed up on Traylon Burks for Jahan Dotson was crazy. But yeah, that's it. That's all 32 teams. It was a very entertaining draft. And the NFL made it go a lot faster than it normally does. So that's good.
I cannot wait for next season.
That's what I'm saying. The Seahawks are going to get, top 5 quarterback. I'm excited. I know that the Seahawks are looking for a quarterback in next year's draft, and I'm happy they didn't settle for a mid quarterback this year.